He's been dubbed the Godfather of motion capture, and his performances as Gollum and Caesar have changed the face of the film industry. His name is Andy Serkis, and today we take a look at the man behind some of your favourite on-screen creatures. Welcome to The Briefcase. An English actor, director and producer, we get the feeling there isn't much Mr. Serkis isn't capable of. But let's start at the beginning. As a young lad, his desire to study visual arts quickly turned into a love of drama and acting. After hitting the stage in the late 80s, his first big TV role came in '94 when he played a compulsive gambler in short-lived gangster drama Finney.
Before things can get better, they usually get worse.
As far as I'm concerned, you lot are gonna be completely annihilated. I need you, girl.
Get this straight. I'm not doing time for you.
Just leave it, Lena. Stay out of it. Let me handle it my way, all right?
There's a tape that I want you to collect, and I want you to give it to the police.
Looks like it's fallen into the wrong hands. Thursday at 9 on Carlton.
Fast forward 5 years and Serkis' film career began with Topsy-Turvy, followed by his big break in 2001, The Lord of the Rings. I mean, a split personality, corrupted little being with constant hairballs will sure get the audience's attention.
What is it eats? Is it toasty? It tries to choke us! We can't eat Hobbit food!
Yes, we know motion capture was around long before Mr. Serkis. Think The Mummy, Jar Jar Binks, the crowds in Gladiator, and of course the entire sad anticlimax of Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. But it was The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers that took mocap to a whole new level. This was the first film to use real-time performance capture, so Serkis could be on set with other actors in the environment, wearing spandex and crawling around like a possessed hobbit, rather than at a later time in studio. Andy's unique performance, teamed with Weta's technique, is what put Middle-earth at the top of an already very high pedestal. Serkis co-founded the awesomely named studio The Imaginarium, and motion cap performance acting quickly became a highly respected art form. Films such as The Polar Express and Avatar have run with the technique to huge success, but Andy Serkis remains synonymous with motion capture performance. He climbed the Empire State Building as King Kong, provided a sense of humanity to the role of Caesar in Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, was perpetually drunk as the seafaring captain in The Adventures of Tintin, in which he was hand-selected by Steven Spielberg, and returned as the slimy character Smeagol or Gollum for The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. But it doesn't stop there. He was also second unit director for the Hobbit trilogy, and if you check out his credits, there is not a single year he has been out of action since '89. That's the year I was born. In fact, his calendar is fully booked for another 3 years, and who knows what else is after that. It was a surprise to see him as a real person in the recent Avengers Age of Ultron. He will reprise the role of Ulysses Klaue in Black Panther. He will make his directorial feature debut and star as Baloo in the live-action cross-CGI Jungle Book Origins. His most exciting upcoming character, however, belongs to the Force, albeit the dark side most likely. After all, it's his voice that can be heard in the first teaser, and his role is Supreme Leader Snoke. We have to admit, he would make a sweet Star Wars villain. Not only has Andy pushed the boundaries of filmmaking, but he's also ignited a fierce debate over motion performance recognition. It's easy for mainstream audiences to forget he's even in a film that he's worked his butt off for. His efforts on The Lord of the Rings started a debate on the legitimacy of acting where CGI is included. Some critics thought he should have been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. After all, his voice, body language and facial expressions were used. In my opinion, he worked even harder to embody a creature rather than a human, so I agree with said critics. In 2010, following his first critically acclaimed performance as Caesar, a high-profile campaign was led by 20th Century Fox, featuring this statement from co-star James Franco.
Andy is so convincing with his, chimp-like behavior that immediately all of that stuff, all the gray pajamas and the wires and everything kind of melts away from your perception, and you can just deal with him as if he were a chimpanzee. And it's similar to, the process that happens when I have to imagine another actor is playing my brother. Now, obviously,
It's not your brother.
It's not my brother, but if he's a good actor and the scenes are set up right, you can kind of go with the imaginary circumstances. And it was like that.
Amongst this craziness of his leotard-clad life, Serkis has also worn normal clothes and pretended to be a sane human, apart from Sugar House and Longford and probably countless others.
Can I do it for you, Mr. Brady?
Stay clear of my head because she will destroy you.
But apart from those, he had a role in 13 going on 30. And a more highly regarded role as Einstein opposite David Tennant in BBC and HBO's Einstein and Eddington.
You're late.
Well, I was invited at precisely the time I was supposed to arrive here, therefore it was impossible for me to be here when I left. What?
Clearly multi-talented, this guy has worked with game developers, Ninja Theory on Heavenly Sword, and calls mountaineering one of his biggest passions in life. At 51 years of age, he's proving there really are no limits, and claims acting is a sort of pressure cooker that allows the fizz to come out the top. He said, "God knows what I'd be like if I didn't have that."
God, you know what? Caesar, I'm on Conan.
Conan is funny.
I hope we increased your respect for the art of motion capture and the brilliance that is Andy Serkis. Check out our other episodes of The Briefcase, courtesy of Lineup TV. I'm Amy Jobson, I'll see you next time.